on a Wednesday. Actually, Thursday, I'm sorry. I'm mixing up the days, huh? I guess I don't want the week to go by. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about. Yeah, so you can see the beauty of the outside of Florida while I talk to my guests. Chronic pain, the inner demon is in the house. How is everyone doing? Still sad, man. Still sad from what really took place Tuesday afternoon with the boss, DJ Twitch, DJ Steven Twitch, a man that took me through COVID with his selection of music, and it took a lot of people through COVID as well. Millions of people through COVID with his music selection, his way of dancing. This man made his name on the show. So You Think We Could Dance? Made his way up all the way to the Ellen DeGeneres show as a selector, play music, up to become a producer. You see what I'm saying? So this man grinded his way up, and also while he was grinding his way up, he entertained us, and he always keep that same charisma, that same demeanor, that same fun spirit that make us laugh, that make us want to dance. Because when he's playing his music, he makes you want to dance. Even though sometimes my back hurts because I live with chronic pain, we're going to talk about that, folks. Mental health as well. We're going to talk about it because I'm a man that went mental health and still going through it because it's almost 20 years for me. I was in a head-on car accident. I was in paralysis and stuff like that. So yes, things took me to a dark place at one point in my life, but I seek help, and thank God for those people that really helped me. You know what I mean? Thank God for that. But at the same time, folks, we have to stay strong in the time that we're living now, because there's so many different things that could take us over the edge, and it's very sad, man. It's very sad, very sad because this young man, a great guy, great guy. You know what I mean? You heard nothing bad about this young man. Always a man of peace. Always a man to make you laugh. Always have a pleasant smile. Always make you dance. I'm a man of a certain age in my 50s, and the selection of music that he plays, man, I'm telling you, mesmerize you. He dance, mesmerize you. His smile, mesmerize you. You know what I mean? Mesmerize you. Mesmerize you. We don't have a lot of people like this young man that came along, make so many people smile through COVID. I was going through the deepest time through COVID, man. When I had COVID, this man was on IG making me feel like, hey, I want to fight to stay alive. When I had COVID, this man made me feel like, hey, I want to fight. And I kept fighting. I kept fighting. And I wish there was someone there to fight for him when he need us. I wish there was someone there to fight for him because he fought. He kept us afloat. He kept a lot of us sane when we could have went insane through the darkest time of our lives in COVID. Kept a lot of us sane when we could have went insane. You know what I mean? People have to answer for what happened and what's going on. A lot of stuff right now is alleged, and I'm just going to speak on things that I gather from my own research. A lot of people invest in crypto. A lot of us were promised all these dreams in crypto. A lot of people want to do things honestly and make and leave something for their family. There's nothing wrong with that because I play the stock market. Yes, I'm, up and down, but you know what? Life goes on. And this is just alleged. Right now, if you guys see in the Bahamas, they just locked up Mr. Mark Bachman, yeah, from FTX. The government locked him up. And the funny thing, guys, he was supposed to speak this week on Capitol Hill. And this is what I'm trying to tell you, all these things with this government and everybody, because why they didn't regulate the son of a bitch? They know the reason why, the risk he was taking. Because they saw Okay? They knew Bernie Madoff in this motherfucker, you know? And they let him prey on people. A young son of a bitch came out with a brilliant scheme, preying people. And sometimes these are the results that you see from corporate greed. Sometimes these are the results you see from corporate greed. The result you see from, you know, people who don't care about your well-being, people who don't care about your investments, people who don't care about your way of life, people who don't care about your honesty, people who don't care about how nice you are. These capitalists don't care about how nice you are. These capitalists don't care about how honest you are. These capitalists don't care about how peaceful you are, how fun-loving you are, how inspirational you are. All of this was DJ Twitch, the boss, inspirational. He was an inspiration to me. What say you? What say you? He was an inspiration to me. A young black man. Young black man. We just lost Takeoff, another quiet young black man, always mind his business. Now we have another example of another quiet, fun-loving man of color. We lost again. When is enough, man? We're all tired of saying these things, but guess what? We see it also in the corporate world, the greed that leads to people's demise, the promises that, you know, failed. People, let me tell you something. Historically, we're going to see something in this country we've never seen before from the U.S. government because they're going to have to do it. Because you know why? Too many celebrities lost their money. Too many big-time investors lost their money. People like Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. People like Shaquille O'Neal. People like Stephen Curry. People like Tom Brady. People like Giselle Bundchen. Millions more. Millions more. Some of us have cushion that could cope with it, and some of us don't. Some of us have cushions that could weather us through the storm, and some of us don't. Some people invest their hard-earned money, all their money, into these companies, these corporations, these big promises. And of course, they're enticing because you know what? They're enticing because they come with the big commercials, they come with the big backing, they come with people to co-sign their rhetoric, their scheme, their Ponzi scheme. They make sure they find the right people to put up there, to polish off the commercials, to entice you. It's called mind control. They find people to control your mind, control your decisions. Ridiculous. So now you see this guy locked up in the Bahamas. He's going to be extradited back to the United States. I think his name is Mark Bachman. Why they arrested him now? Maybe they feel like he was going to flee because he's supposed to come to the United States to speak on Capitol Hill, but then he changed it and said the meeting was going to be by Zoom. So why did he change? I said the meeting was going to be by Zoom because he knew if he come to the United States, they were going to put the cuffs on him. So he tried to outsmart the government, the same way he does his with his Ponzi scheme, allegedly. Mr. Bernie Madoff, number two. But if you look what happened to Bernie's family, my friend, all of Bernie's family, what happened to them? You go do the research and you see what happened to all of Bernie's kids and his wife and Bernie. See what happened to them. Karma never miss its address. So when you think you're doing and you're going to get away with, trust me, your day will come. So Mr. Bachman, You have to answer to the U.S. government where $33 billion went in just days. $33 billion in just days. Are you giving ridiculous answers that you don't know after you've been commingling with people's money because you couldn't use your own money in your own investment? You use other people's money. Mr. Bernie Madoff. Number two, other people's money. And don't forget, folks, Bernie Madoff tricked a lot of celebrities as well. Bernie Madoff took a lot of celebrities to the poorhouse as well. And here comes this guy. He's like about 33 years old. I think 32, 33 years old. Mr. Bachman. Go look him up. Young guy with a little puffy hair, look like a mop. I wonder who his parents is, because they have him up on Capitol Hill in Congress speaking so many times. So we'll see, because he's facing like about 5 to 7 different counts of money laundering and fraud and wire fraud and all this type of stuff, misleading people and Ponzi scheme and everything. But that's not going to stop the pain that he caused, because right now they're in bankruptcy, this crypto company. And once they're in bankruptcy, the little bit of assets that they have are frozen. So it's going to take years for people to get penny on a dollar. Years. Some people can't last that long. Some people don't have a cushion to last that long because they believe in your investments. They believe in what you say to them. They believe in the dream you sell them. This is what's going to be the big shakedown, breakdown of the crypto market. Because right now you see a lot of people withdrawing their money left and right from the companies that they could get it from. Some of these crypto companies you can't even get your money from. I sold all my goddamn crypto last year. Thank God I did. I still own a few, but hey, if it's go, fuck it. But I'm just showing you how these people orchestrate right in front of your eyes. It's called a state of the obvious. Right in front of your eyes. Use the right people to manipulate you, to control your mind. Mind control. Mind control. So sometimes when you see things like this and you say, how this happened to people like the boss, this man had of 3 kids, a loving wife, a family to take care of. His wife said he's the backbone of the family, which he demonstrated that so many times in front of our eyes on television. He and his wife showing us loving videos, loving clips of them dancing, cooking together, decorating the house together, enjoying the family together. As you should. That's how a family should live. And look, as you should. But even though he was a big smiler, big heart, but there's so much a person could take. Everybody have their breaking point. Everybody have their breaking points. But I just wish he had seek help. Wish he had seek help privately. Because I'm sure he would have got help out there. Because Tyler Perry spoke out, and if Tyler Perry knew he was in this situation, Tyler Perry would have helped him. Because you hear what Tyler Perry said? I went there before twice, and I'm glad I didn't do it. Because if I did, I would have missed the best part of my life. And you couldn't have ever said it better, Tyler Perry. Let me say it again. Tyler Perry went there twice. Tyler Perry said, I'm glad I didn't do it. Because if I did it, I would have missed the best part of my life. DJ tWitch, 3 beautiful kids, a wife, missed the high school graduation, marriage, grandkids. Those are the best part of your life. You know, to hell with money. Money comes and goes. Even if you have to move out of your big house, downsize. I had to downsize. There ain't no shame in the game. Downsize for a while and build yourself back up, because you have the charisma, the talent, you have the approach. You have everything that it takes to build yourself back. I'm talking to Twitch now. You could have built yourself back, bruh. And if we had known your story, trust me, people donate to your channel. Trust me, would have get your back. Would have your back, bruh. Speak up, man. Would have had your back. As much as you think of people out here, man, there are people that love you, man. Genuine people. Just like how you love them. Just like how you keep people through the tough times of COVID. People who have kept you through and weather you through your storm, bruh. These comes in this country, I tell you. Corporate greed. And we're going to see more and more of what took place because a lot of people lost a lot of money. A lot of money. Millions and millions. But like I said, some people might have cushions that could, help them to get over, weather the storm. Some don't. Some might have invested all their money because, they were promised a dream. They saw a lot of people took liking into what was going on because I would have took liking into because this guy is with the government. Mark Bachman is with the government every day on Capitol Hill. So I would have took a liking too. You're mingling with the government every day in Capitol Hill. But what? They refuse to regulate your shit. Why? Did they see this coming? Allegedly? Why? Now you went to the Bahamas and arrest them. What is that going to do when you leave people in poverty? What is that going to do when people can't put food on the table for their kids? Can't send their kids to school? Can't pay their school fee? Can't pay their mortgage? What is that going to do when you just run and slap the cuffs on them in the Bahamas? Why is that? Because you don't want them to testify now? America? Is that why you went and got him now? To take the shame out of your eye? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. This young man could have been stopped a long time ago, Mark Bachman. The government could have stopped him a long time ago. This Ponzi scheme could have stopped a long time ago. Kevin and Larry spoke about it so many times, questioned it. So many big time financial people questioned it. Even his own accountant came out and started disagreeing with what was going on in the company and saying, yo, this man is using people's money, commingling people's money with other type of investment, private investment that he's doing on his own, that he would reap the benefit for on his own if it had went through. Other people's money. The same thing Bernie Madoff did. Other people's money. All you're seeing today is just scamming, scamming, scamming. Scamming the people who are having their 9 to 5. Scamming the people who are trying. Scamming the honest people. And some of these people get a slap on the wrist for what they do from the government. Some of them get a slap on the wrist for the lives that they're ruining. The families that they just leave disrupted. The unanswered questions. This is what corporate greed does to a lot of people. America. No wonder so many people, like even Kim Kardashian, she had to pay money back to people because she had also was a spokesperson for one of this crypto company. I think she had to pay back over $1 million, you know, because she, advocated for these company. Every so often, I used to get texts on WhatsApp from these crypto companies to invest. Then every time I'm on YouTube and I speak to people, the first person, the first, the first, the first celebrity, he's not a celebrity right now on TV, but the first celebrity that I spoke to that texted me back and said, yo, invest in this crypto was Kwame Brown. And I looked at the crypto and I saw that I was getting more text on it. And I said, fuck this shit. You know, I did the research and I said, you know what? This is too good to be true. Fuck this. You know? And it's not like Kwame was doing anything wrong. He was just saying, hey, this new market's, buzzing, put some money in this. I'm glad I didn't do that shit. I'm glad I didn't jump on the wagon. Seriously. Look at FTX. Rise and fall, just like Bernie Madoff. Perfect scheme. The perfect scheme. Now, where's all that money? $33 billion. You're going to sell the company to another company for a penny and a dollar and say you didn't know? You're supposed to be this bright new crypto future? Then why did you become the CEO? Why didn't you even bring forth this to people? Why didn't you even bring forth this to the government? Why didn't they regulate your fucking company? There's so many unanswered questions. People, when you see FTX get tried by the government, don't feel sorry for them. Whatever they get coming to them, they deserve it. But it's too little too late, America. Too little too late, my government. You could have nipped this in the butt 6 months ago when that $33 billion was still at least accounted for. And the crazy thing is, this man said he don't know where the money went. No paper trail. He wiped out everything, everybody's information. Nothing. Everything just vanished in thin air. Nobody have nothing to go by. Nobody have nobody to call. Nobody have nobody to call. I don't have nobody to call and say, hey, where did my $100 million go? There's nobody to call. Jesus. Beware, folks. Let this be a lesson to the rest of us. All these, let's continue investigate companies before we put a dime into them. Let's give them a couple of years to see how they perform, their reputation, their track record. Then maybe we could give it a try. Not by word of mouth. Not by because I saw so many celebrities investing in it. Not because I've seen so many millionaires and billionaires are doing commercials for it. All of that is enticement. Commercial is enticement. Big business. It's called brainwashing, mind control. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. That's why they put it in front of your face over and over, repetitiously, so it captivates your mind. Can't stop thinking about it. Then you become impulsive in your decisions. And there you go. It's like fishing. You cast a net out there, the fish out there dangling, thinking if they should go in the net for that food, communicating with each other. Then they're just like, whoops, right in the net. Once you get in the net, then they can't come out. You're caught. Ridiculous. This is the biggest on. This is the biggest thing we've seen since Bernie Madoff. The biggest Ponzi scheme. You rob Peter to pay Paul. That's what it is. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. Robbing the right hand to pay the left hand. No matter who you hurt. Not thinking about people's lives. because you have no morals. So you're not going to hedge their well-being, their investments, or what if. You don't care about shit like that. You're looking to line your pockets. That's the only thing you're thinking about. Because if you were thinking about people's money, all these decisions that were made by Mark Bachman at FTX wouldn't have been made. Because number one, he's using other people's money, so he's not seeing a loss in his bank account. And number two, why should he care? It's not his money. Number three, he's not hurting him. And number four, he thought it was going to get away with it because they weren't regulated by the FCC. He thought he was going to get away with it, which he probably could have. Let me just say that, because you see how long it took the government to go put the cuffs on him, and he was out there doing so many interviews reckless interviews, convicting himself over and over and over. Don't give a shit about all the people he hurt. And then they're gonna sit there. I didn't know I was making. I didn't know I was doing this. Your accountant tells you because they saw what you were doing. You know what you were doing. You know. Your accountant even coming. Yo, what, what's going on here? You know, the company's worth $32 billion, drained in a matter of a week or two. Money just vanishing in thin air. How could $33 million vanish without a trace? $33 billion vanish without a trace or paperwork. That's why we have to be careful of this crypto market, this digital currency. I don't understand, and I do believe in evolution. We have to evolve, but we have to also be mindful of the things that we're evolving and also involving. We have to be mindful and also be careful, because some of these things could disrupt our lives and cause tragedies. Rest in peace, DJ Twitch, the boss. You got me through some tough times. I wish we could have did the same for you. I wish we could have did the same for you. But only if people understand your situation. But it took a little while for me to talk to my therapist. So I do understand sometimes people don't want to talk about their problems. They just want to try to work it out on their own. But when it becomes challenging, you have to speak to someone before you make reckless and irrational decisions. Because then those decisions, you're only thinking selfishly. What are people going to say about you? What it's going to look like if I downsize? Or what? Nah, who cares? As long as I have my family and we're healthy, hey, we'll rise and shine again. We build again. We'll grind again. Just like how you grind on that show when you were just starting out, DJ Twitch. So you think you could dance? I think you was up there like about a couple of times until you even become a judge because they took a liking to you. Just like we all took a liking to you, because hey, man, for real, this brother, man, always have a smile on his face. He give you no reason not to like him. His personality was out of this world. His demeanor out of this world. This man actually, helped me to be a better family man with my family when I was going through COVID because I was miserable as hell, And by listening to his music and I start dancing around, sometimes I forget about my misery. You know what I mean? In COVID, nobody could have went nowhere. Everybody quarantined, people out of work. DJ Twitch was on the ones and twos, mixing it down. People enjoying great music, enjoying themselves. Yeah, man. So Twitch, you will missed. You will be missed. Ellen DeGeneres gave a heartful, heartful, you know, I should just say, just memory of you, Twitch. Yeah, that was tough how Ellen DeGeneres, because she said you make her a better person. You made a lot of us better people. Yeah, Ellen DeGeneres said Twitch made her a better person. And I believe so, because you made a lot of us better people. The way we look at ourselves, look at our family, even the way we respect music and appreciate music. Because you made me appreciate music more, even though I was always a music lover. But DJ Twitch just made me appreciate good music more because he knows how to bring it. And that's why he was always on these big platforms because he knows how to bring it. He knows how to play the right music at the right time. And it takes a good DJ, good practicing, good people looking at paying attention to detail. I'm talking about a DJ to do stuff like that. And also his mesmerizing way of dancing. I was practicing to bring forth all these things to us, bring joy to our soul. Yeah, man. So that's why I said somebody got to pay for what's going on with FTX. Some people have to pay because not everybody have a cushion to lie on when they invest pretty much everything they have into some of these investments and then things go wrong. Your way of balancing is off. Your way of thought is off. Your way of juggling life is just upside down on a reciprocal. Some people don't really know how to, you know, step back and take a deep breath and say, you know what, let me take a different approach. Some people don't know how to really try to go out there and find an outlet, find someone to talk to. Some of us are very shy in that way, especially men. Myself, as a man, I understand because you know what? When I was going through my stuff, I was pretty shy to talk to my psychologist. But you know what? The more I speak to her, the more I got open, then the more things were getting more understood and clearly to me and also to her. And hey, it helps me. I help myself to help her help me in a better way. You know what I mean? Because I was more open to her, talking to her after a while, more open and being honest on 99.9% of the things I say to her. And I tell you, after a while, it was just like a heavy load, heavy burden lift off me. It's like it just evaporates. evaporate. And sometimes we feel a certain type of way, and we're not paying attention to the burden that's bearing us down, that's just oppressing us. You know, sometimes those burdens could lead us into dark places. Because Tyler Perry said those burdens that lead him to dark places before. I'm talking about Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry said, twice I think about, turning off the lights. And he said, I'm glad I didn't turn off the lights in my head. That's what he said. I'm just using, terms because I don't know if kids are listening. And, yeah, Tyler Perry said twice he thought about turning off his lights. But then he said, I'm glad I didn't do that because I would have missed the best part of my life. That's what Tyler Perry said. And he's 100% right. Tyler Perry said he would have missed the best part of his life. And that goes for me as well. When I was going through my dark times, if I had considered and go through with that, I would have missed the best part of my life. I am a grandfather now, two grandkids, beautiful granddaughters, and another child, a grandkid on the way. So yes, I would have missed the best part of my life, put my kids through college, stuff like that, and watch them grow up and become, parents as well. I would have missed that. And that would have been very sad for my kids, my family. Yeah, that would have been very sad. So we have to be mindful, you know, and take control of our thoughts. Take control of our thoughts and seek help, especially when our thoughts are not too comfortable, especially when our thoughts are not too positive. Seek help because there's help out there. Because I know I seeked it and it helped me. So seek help because help could help you. Never too young, never too old to seek help. Don't let pride get in the way of seeking help because that pride can't be around for your family for you. That pride can't take care of your family. That pride can't make your kids smile when only you could do that. So you have to get rid of that pride and seek that help because that pride and that ego can't do nothing for my family. Can't do nothing for my family. Time gets tough, times get rough. We just have to learn how to navigate through it. It's easier said than done, but hey, you can do it. I did it, and I'm still doing it. So you can do it. As long as you put your mind to it. And also, whenever you're going through these tough times, just think about the great family you have. Think about the friends that, here for you, the loved ones. Think about the people you touch around, in your life. Think about the people that, you make smile. Think about all those great things, the great times you used to have. Cheer yourself up. If that doesn't work, speak to someone. If that doesn't work, speak to someone. I tell you, here in Florida today, it is so dark, as you guys can see outside in Florida. It is pretty dark outside. By the way, I'm going to a doctor's appointment. I'm just doing my live on my way to my doctor's appointment. And this is for my chronic pain as well. Yeah, I'm just going for my regular. I go every 3 months for my meds and talk to my pain management doctor as far as how things are going with me. But I see psychologists. I saw her 2 days ago, and I saw my pain management doctor. I've been doing this now for 17 years. Like I said, I was in a head-on collision, and you know what I mean. I was in paralysis for quite a while. So I've been through the storm, been through the dark places. Life took me to different places because the person I was before 17 years ago is not the same person, you know, because I was very physical, active, and all those type of stuff, and I had to deal with a new body pretty much because the old body was gone, and then the new body presents itself. And I'm talking about through a lot of surgeries and spinal fusions and stuff like that. And I had to learn how to live with stuff like that. You know, it's hell, and it was hell. But I relocated from New Jersey. I had to sell my house. That's why I'm talking about downsizing. I had to sell my house. You know, relocate to Florida, downsize. Put my kids through college while I was doing that, and seeking the help that I needed to get me over the hump. You know, seeking the help that I needed, and that's pretty much what I do and what I'm still doing. And I'm still here. Thank God I'm still here. You know, a lot of times it get rough, man. It gets rough a lot of times for me. I'm sure for a lot of others too. But when I look at my kids and my beautiful grandkids and my family, I said I'm gonna keep fighting, man. Because if I don't have a dollar in my pocket today, tomorrow I never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Tomorrow I might have $1 million. Tomorrow I might have $10. So what's not here today might bring forth tomorrow. Might come by tomorrow. And people, let me tell you something, man. Don't let money and finance become your happiness. You know, find happiness within you, your family. Don't let finance or money become the ruler of your, you know what I mean? Your thoughts. You know, the fun you could have with your family, man. You know, trust me. Don't let that be, yeah, because we all have the ups and downs. Today you're up, tomorrow you could be down. It happened to the best of us. It happens to me, you know, and I fought through it. I'm still fighting through it, man. Still fighting through it. Because I remember I always thought that there was no end, there was no light at the end of the tunnel. I was one of those person. You know what I told my surgeon folks? Let me tell you. Let me tell you why they put me in to see the psychologist. Right? You guys are gonna get a chuckle out of this one. One day I went to see my pain management doctor. That's when I did my first surgery. And this got to tie into mental health and everything. That's why I'm telling you this. So one day I I had an M3 BMW convertible. I was living in New Jersey. I worked in the hospital. I had a great job. So I know, yeah, my wife and I, we had a great middle class family at the time. So we still do. By hard work. So anyway, so one day I was going to see my pain management doctor in Paramus, New Jersey, and I was driving my car, and the pain hit me so hard because I did a discectomy in my back, and I was going to see the doctor for the follow up. And I was in my car, folks, and I was driving, and the tears just came down profusely because I couldn't take the pain anymore. I just felt like I want to run the car in a brick wall, and I'm telling you, that's why I just wanted to run the car in a brick wall. So, seriously, you know. And I spoke to my doctor while I was sitting there talking to my doctor, and he said, Mr. Nugent, what are you gonna do when you go home? You're gonna take it down? I said, Doc, no. I said, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna shoot both my legs off. Because guys, the reason why I said that, my legs hurt so bad, so much for so long, I just couldn't take it. And I told my surgeon I was gonna go home and I'm gonna take a shotgun and I'm gonna shoot both my legs off. And the surgeon looked at me. Then he wrote on one of those prescription pads. He wrote down a name, a number. He said to call this number as soon as you get home. And I called the number when I get home. And sure enough, that's when I started to see the psychologist. I saw the psychiatrist first. They prescribed me some meds, and then I started seeing the psychologist, once a month. First, I was seeing them like every 2 weeks, and then once a month. And it's been 17 years for me now, folks. And I could testify today that to tell you that it works well for me. At first, I was kind of shy. As a man, I'm telling you the truth. At first I was kind of shy, by telling people my business and how I feel 100%. But eventually, this lady opened up to me herself and let me know about her and her family. So I said, you know what? Hey, I'm just gonna tell it like it is. Some days we talk, we cried, we shared together. Some days, I walk out of there smiling. Some days I walk out of there crying because of, what I'm going through. But it's life. But the thing is, all of those things help me to get over um, the mental stress part of it by speaking to people, you know. And that's why with my YouTube channel, this is my mental health as well. This is therapy for me as well by talking to you guys. You know what I mean? This is also what helps me to get over my day or my hump if I don't feel certain type of way. So there's a lot of outlets for us out there. We just have to think and say, hey, let me see how I could get this off my chest. You know, let me see how I could get this weight off so I could breathe, so I could just inhale and exhale. And like I said, man, somebody got to pay a price for what's going on. FTX, I have explanation to do. Mark Bachman, a lot of explanation to do to the government. I don't know what the government is going to do with you, but they went to the Bahamas and they locked your ass up because they said, hey, you were supposed to come to the U.S. to testify about this financial landslide, this Bernie Madoff part two, this Ponzi scheme part two in the crypto um, market. This guy, Mark Bachman, he was on Capitol Hill every day rubbing shoulders with the biggest politicians every day until they moved their crypto company to the Bahamas. He was supposed to come to the United States this week to testify on Capitol Hill. Then he abruptly changed his mind and said he's going to he's going to testify by Zoom. Why did he change his mind? What made him change his mind? Was he going to do the testimony and then just disappear? Because he still got millions of his dollars. He probably still got billions of dollars hidden still. Other people's money, commingling, gambling away other people's money with no thought, don't even think about it. People are their families to feed, kids to send to school, kids to feed. People have hopes and dreams for their money, for their investments. Not to see you just piss it away and think nothing of it. Not everybody can take these type of disappointments. Not everybody could take the shame to say, you know what? This company fucking drained me out. Not everybody could get up and just say that or do that or and then move on to a different type of way of making money. The corporate greed, the Enrons of today, the Bernie Madoff of today, Mark Bachman. Why the government didn't stop this man 6 months ago, a year ago, is my question. This man was rubbing shoulders with the government every day. Every day. Every day. This 33-year-old bastard was rubbing shoulders with the government. Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank spoke out about misunderstanding of his funds, the track records of his funds. Because he could call up Mark Bachman. I'm talking about Kevin and Larry. He could call him up on the phone because they're buddy buddies. Kevin and Larry invest his own money. So he lost his own money as well, not other people's money, his own money. Shaq lost his own money. Steph Curry lost his own money. Tom Brady lost his own money. Giselle Bundchen lost her own money. And the list goes on and on and on. And then it trickles down to the people who have less that invest. You see what I'm saying? So the higher ups who have the money that to invest, they didn't put all their money into the stock, into that crypto. They put a portion of their money and leave some behind just in case. But not everybody was thinking that way. Some people just go all in. They dove in because they saw the promises, they saw the highlights, they saw the glamour commercials, the people that they paid, the spokesman, spokeswoman, the mind control, the manipulations. It's crazy, man. Crazy. It's crazy. So once again, guys, I'm going in for my doctor's appointments. Thank you guys for rocking with me. Chronic pain, the inner demon. Rest in peace, Stephen, Twitch, the boss. Rest in peace. And may God bless your family. Folks, the way Twitch puts a smile on our face, let's try to put a smile on somebody else's face. Let's try to do better. And if someone come to you, speak to you in private, need help, try to help that person. Do it with courage. Do it with pride. Do it with dignity. Chronic pain, the inner demon. One love. Peace.